Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of CookieCast. Today on CookieCast, it's the Formula One podcast straight to the apex. The guys are here talking Formula One. That's basically it. I have been reliably informed that I need to issue a warning. If the explicit warning isn't enough on this podcast, please be aware it's definitely needed. I believe there might be some swearsies. Yeah. Now we've got that one out of the way, please do consider like, share, subscribe and comment. Leave a review where you can leave a review. And obviously the big one, share the podcast around. If you have a Formula One fan in your life, send this podcast their way. They will love it. Right. Enough from me. Let's hear from these guys. Here we go. This is CookieCast. Straight to the apex.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Straight to the Apex, episode 19, F1 podcast in association with CookieCast and Andy. And there's a whole other load of podcasts that you could tune into, watch. So go and have a look at CookieCast. My name is Tony. I'm leading this week. I'm joined by Mark and James. How are we doing, guys? How are we doing?
Good, mate. I'm good. Mark keeps disappearing.
All right. Printing issues. We're back.
Where's Mark? He's back. What are you printing, Mark?
I am printing boarding passes, flight information, ready for next Saturday's flights.
Ooh, where are you going?
I'm going to China. I'm going to Hong Kong, Shanghai, and Macau.
What? Fucking hell. Is this with work?
No.
Or is this...
This is Disney parks in Shanghai and Hong Kong. Macau is the Vegas of China. So we're going there for a night. Some Chinese casinos.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm going to come back about 5 stone lighter because I will literally be like the idiot abroad eating packets of quavers.
I'm going to say, yeah, just taking a suitcase full of Monster Munch.
Monster Munch and toilet rolls. That is my suitcase.
Don't eat any bats.
And I'm not going to where the COVID virus started from. Not going there.
Not going to Wuhan.
Not going to Wuhan.
No.
Interested.
I've heard the weather's lovely there this time of year.
This time of year, it's got all sorts of things flying around.
Well, enjoy yourself. Go steady.
I will, thank you.
Don't know what East Old Brandzone Belly's going to do. I mean, there's no McDonald's or Wendy's down the road.
Actually, there is.
Yeah. Oh.
There is also a cheesecake factory. A cheesecake factory in China.
I thought you meant near the hotel, as in you'd actually checked what you could eat there.
I had checked. I mean, let's be honest. Disney's Disney. They're going to have American things, aren't they?
Yeah.
So I think they'll be all right there.
Just go steady. Fucking go steady. Because the Chinese out there, they don't fuck about if you do something wrong.
I won't be upsetting anybody. I won't be
having like Bridget Jones. Could be like Bridget Jones. You just like sat in some prison wearing a bra on the outside and singing like a virgin with all the other prisoners.
Then the next podcast back after this break will be very interesting.
Because you,
if he comes back, yeah. No.
If I come back,
he might have an accident.
Yeah, that is true.
Well, already bombshells going off. Not just in. Anyway, past that joke. Anyway, Singapore. Initial thoughts on the weekend. What did you think? It was last weekend, wasn't it? So a lot's happened.
We are a week late for quite a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
Probably the main one is the race was garbage.
The race was garbage. And it was postponed mainly because I was late coming home from Leeds.
It was
Well,
the race was all right. It's got more talking points and that aren't really related to the race. A hell of a lot of ranting.
Yeah.
But yet again, another track this year where you're expecting a safety car.
Mm.
It didn't happen again.
I have got a stat about the safety car. Since 2008, that circuit has 100% safety car record.
Every year.
Until this year.
Until this year. And Hamilton did start on softs, I think, and it didn't really pay off. Really weird. There's not been many crashes this season, which is good, but there's not many safety cars, which breaks it all up.
Well, there's a lot less crashes now as well, now that Williams have made the change.
Well, exactly. I mean, 80% of the crashes is now gone with Sargent has left the building.
Sargent, Latifi, just to name a few.
Rumour has it, Sargent's still walking back home because he's not allowed to drive any car.
He can't drive anything. No. He's probably on a beach somewhere now, loving it. Anyway, should we do it a bit different then? Let's start with quali, shall we?
Okay.
Russell was not happy. Something was different on the car in Q1, but the usual suspects went out. Q2, a lot of saves. Max nearly lost it. McLaren was skidding. Perez, I mean, I say Perez out in Q2, and that's not like him, but it is like him. It is like him.
It is like him.
Q3, Sainz had a crash, and it was the only crash, really. That was it. He crashed hard.
Odd crash. Because he was on his warm-up lap. Odd crash.
Yeah.
It did make it interesting.
Just kind of, it's almost like, I don't know, cold tires on a warm track. I don't know. It just suddenly just spun, didn't he?
Well, the camera feed showed Sainz moving to a side, didn't it? I can't remember who came through on their fast lap. Was it Norris? And then all of a sudden it panned back to Norris crossing the line, and then you just saw this smoke, and you thought, well, Sainz will be coming around in a minute. No, he's not. And then it was like, oh, there's a red flag. And there was Sainz.
Yeah.
I don't, yeah. Like you say, cold tyres. Who knows?
Who knows?
Just odd. Just very odd.
Mm. Well, it led to a nice little finale, to be honest. 1 lap shootout. And Norris was the fastest. Max, Lewis, Russell, Piastri, Hulkenberg, Alonso, Tsunoda, Leclerc, Sainz.
What was interesting was Norris was fastest, but he wasn't happy with that lap.
No.
That was because there was I think it was the lap where Sainz crashed as well, wasn't it? And he had to pull out, but he was faster on that lap.
Yeah, it was. He had a lot more pace in the car.
Yeah, it was all right. It was like you got pole. Like, yeah, but you know.
Well, the race. Norris had a good start. Piastri lost 1 place and then gained it. Albon wasn't happy that Colapinto sent it in the first corner.
He was quite vocal, wasn't he?
He dive-bombed me. He dive-bombed me.
You never really hear Albon bloody moan or anything or say anything negative, but he was full on that radio.
Pressure. Well, lap 15 he left the race, which was a bit sad. Norris then had a big save on lap 29. Yes, you can tell how good this race was because we're already at lap 29 within the first 10 seconds. And then Piastri passed both Mercedes. Ocon passed somebody. I can't even read my notes now. Ricardo. Russell, Hulkenberg brushes wall. Lots of brushing of wall
Yeah.
Mag retired, and then Norris won. The end. Do you have anything to add?
Norris didn't only win; he won by 30 seconds, and Max was 21 seconds clear of Piastri.
Wow. I think that goes to show how boring this race was.
Yeah, but I enjoyed it because I was sitting there going, granted, it was a 20-odd second lead through most of the race. And we've complained all the time about Max always being 20-odd seconds in the lead. But I was sitting there enjoying that, thinking, you know what? All those fucking armchair supporters that have just come out of nowhere supporting Max because he's the Wonder Boy can now fucking sit there and think, oh, this isn't right. So get used to it. And Norris had a full-on hold my beer moment in that race as well.
I don't know how he saved it. It was literally on the edge.
Not even the save. I mean, before that, I mean, what was it? Was it? I want to say it was like lap 8 or lap 9, and they went on the radio to him and went, "Oh, how's your pace?" He went, "Oh, it's maybe 6." So they went, "Right, well, you've got a 2-second lead on Max. We'd like you to get that up to about 5 seconds by around about the mid-teens, just so that we're a bit more comfy."
Mm.
And Norris was like, "Yeah, okay, let me see what I can do." The guy had a 6-second lead by lap 12. He had not even got to the teens, and he had exceeded what they wanted him to do. By the time he'd got to the mid-teens, I think he was about 12, 13 seconds ahead at that point, and he probably still had more. And that's after they changed the fucking rear wing again. Because some Red Bull spat the dummy out going, this isn't fair.
It's wobbling.
Yeah.
I mean, there was quite a few things. Like Russell was moaning about Hamilton's pace, wasn't he, on the radio? But Lewis was on softs. He was protecting his softs. That, Mercedes. Why didn't Mercedes say to Russell, "I'll just go. We'll let you by then." Blah blah blah. But both Russell and Hamilton didn't do their interviews afterwards because they were dehydrated, weren't they?
Oh, wow. Didn't know that.
Yeah.
It did look hot, but there's hotter to come. So, but yeah, that's all I've got, really. Norris won. Max second, Piastri third, Russell fourth, Leclerc fifth, Hamilton sixth, Sainz 7th, Alonso 8th, Hulkenberg 9th, Perez 10th. Anything else?
I've got one thing from it, but I feel that if I say this thing, it will lead into rants. So I can either save it and we'll do the business, or I can say it and we can start the rant.
I think there's only one thing left to say about this race. One thing that we've missed.
Thank you, Mark. You're such a good friend.
That is it.
Daniel Ricciardo had a terrible race. Daniel Ricciardo swapped to softs and did a fastest lap. And that was what was said, what James said. And basically, that was one of the biggest talking points of the whole race. What's your thoughts about this? Who wants to go first on this? That just on the fastest lap.
I just find it very interesting that a small team think, you know what, Daniel, this could be your last race. Let's go out on a high and get you the fastest lap. Just so that you can end on a good chapter. But at the same time, that small, itty bitty little fucking team is Red Bull's sister team. So straight away, fucking Christian Horner was on the phone to him going, You need to do this. I'll throw a Spice Girl in for you. I'll throw in a female Red Bull employee for you if you get Ricciardo to do the fastest lap.
One of the ones I haven't texted.
Would you say that allegedly?
Yeah.
It could also throw men. We don't know if he's that way inclined. Anyway, carry on.
And yeah, it's like, and the first thing they say to Max going, oh, you know, unlucky there, Max, you know, you raced well. I was like, he raced well. The guy couldn't fucking close a 20-second gap. He didn't race well at all. He just, going, oh yeah, you maintained that. The only thing you fucking maintained was the distance.
Yeah.
Good friend Daniel, you know, he got the fastest lap for. He's like, oh yeah, such a friend. Thank you, Daniel.
I mean, breaking news. James has already alluded to it. This was Daniel's last race, but nobody was officially told. We don't even know if Daniel was told. Who knows? Nobody knows who knew.
It was
what was up.
All the interviews he gave that weekend. He was emotional. He went and saw Sky after the race to have like an extra word. He had already been told he was gone. You alluded to it, Tony, the week before. You called it. You called it. I think maybe you're the person that Christian Horner is texting. Do you work for Red Bull?
Oh.
Anyway, he knew he was going, which begs me the question: why the fuck did you help that team? Because you're essentially being sacked.
Allegedly.
No, there's no allegedly about it. He helped the team.
Every fucking know. Everyone knew that as much as everyone knew that Daniel Ricciardo was going at the end of this race.
So, James, unfortunately, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. You're getting sacked tomorrow. However, and if this happens, by the way, it's nothing to do with me. I am sorry.
You mean from this?
Oh, no. From your job.
On this podcast, I mean, you think I've bad things on this. I'm still holding back.
Good
You
luck sleeping tonight.
You're going to get the full fucking Muhammad Ali fucking rumble in the fucking jungle going on here, and I mean, you know that I can talk about.
It's Straight to the Apex podcast, the rival.
Good luck at having an house when you come back from China.
Just ranting. No. Unfortunately, you're getting sacked from your job.
TV will be gone.
You're getting sacked from your job tomorrow, James. I'm really sorry to tell
Hypothetically.
But before you go, tonight, can you just log on and do all your work and go above and beyond, please? Because that's essentially what Ricciardo's done. You're getting sacked after tomorrow, mate. This is your last race. Go get us the fastest lap just to help your buddy Max and, you know, the other team that don't want you. Cheers.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
What I would do is I would log on. Same as Daniel went in and got soft tyres. I would open said report that they want me to do. I would then fill it with bullshit.
Yeah.
He should have drove
at
fine, you know, like once the race is finished. He should have drove at that pace, like the in lap, and just waved at the crowd like this is it.
No,
he should have gone as fast as fuck until the last corner. Yeah. Fast as fuck, last corner, looked at his dash and missed the fastest lap by 0.002 or something like that, just to piss him off.
Yeah.
I'm
sorry. You have to go to a photo finish to see if he actually crossed the line on the clock, and when you see it, you just see Ricciardo, and on the side he's just like that with his finger going, yeah, fuck off.
Yeah. Or go in the pit and just go, oh, you wanted me to finish the lap? Oh, shit, sorry. I'm sorry.
It's data.
I think it's bullshit. I think it's absolute bullshit.
Yeah, the whole thing pissed me off. And
typical Red Bull.
Yeah.
We don't know that Red Bull are involved here. This is allegedly as well.
No, it isn't. No, right. I can categorically state this is not allegedly. This is full on Christian Horner, Helmut Marko. I mean, it's come out this week. Helmut Marko wanted to bin Daniel weeks ago.
Yeah.
If it's not Red Bull, it's Diddy.
Oh.
Hey, Dan.
Now, is that allegedly?
I'm scared.
I've
I'm
got
scared
baby
now.
oil. I'll
What
give
is
you some
it?
baby oil if you do the fastest lap. See how
What is your
smart I was
algorithm?
on
What
baby
is
oil.
your algorithm? I'm worried for you, James. I'm really worried.
Is that allegedly? I don't
Oh
know.
no, I've heard he's got more than 100 allegedly, did he? he's gonna have to really diddle out of that one.
I mean, Horner's going to have to up his game, texting one woman. Just ain't going to cut it anymore, is it?
Yeah. Honestly, they're going, I'm a legend. Then fucking all the news comes out, 1,000 bottles of baby oil and a lot of other curious, very strange shaped toys found.
X-rated.
Yeah.
But then his manager came out and said, "Oh, everybody gets stuff from Costco like wholesale, like just chill." And then Costco came out and said, "We don't sell baby oil."
Because when you're a multi-million-dollar fucking record producer, singer, and all that other shit, you need to fucking bulk buy, don't you? You know, oh look, you know, there's an offer on in Costco. If we buy these now, I'll save $5. We need the baby oil. You know, all right, PDD.
Yeah.
He's a busy guy. That's
Not
all I can
anymore.
ask.
He's not currently. He's currently sat behind in a jail cell, so he's not doing fuck all, really.
Yeah. Daniel
Well.
Ricciardo's more fucking busy than going on.
He's asking Akon to re-release Locked Up, Don't Let Me Out.
Yeah.
Anyway.
To bring it back to Ricardo,
Okay.
my opinion is we don't know if we do know, we don't know. I don't know. Why would he do the fastest lap to help out Max Verstappen? Was the fastest lap a swan song, a point more than what he has? Was it the financial reward? Was there contractual something to do with it as well? Was that there's the point, think of me, I'm still there lingering around at the end of the season type? Or was it him being a nice guy? I do not know. I have no idea, but I agree.
An element of him being a nice guy, but a lot of it as well is at the end of the day, he's driving there. Still hasn't officially been told if he's got his job or not.
Yes, that is exactly what
9% certain. So he's still going to play along. But at the same time, that kind of shit gets remembered. And then if a seat comes available in a year or two, he's probably thinking the same thing will happen again. It won't, Dan.
No.
Yeah, that's true. Has he been given promises? Fault, and it's up to you whether you want to say they are, in anybody's opinion, false promises or not. They probably are, because he's been given a second chance. Not many people get that. Is he underperformed? Yes. Has he not met expectations? Yes. Do people agree with Jacques Villeneuve? Yes.
Was he deserving of driver of the day? No. Fucking sympathy vote.
But he's a nice guy.
Don't get me wrong. No one deserves to lose a job. Well, a lot of the time, no one deserves to lose a job.
No.
And that kind of thing as well, it's heart-wrenching when you see it. But at the same time, don't do fucking sympathy votes.
No.
I just don't know the amount of shit he's been through, why it'd give them that back. Unless it was Horner being an absolute prick, like we know he can be, and with the remarks at the end of the race as almost like an absolute backhand compliment to him.
Well, the fact that they offered him the reserve driver, didn't they, at Red Bull, and he's turned it down. So was that his thinking that, like you said, please people, be the happy guy, be the team player, and then Red Bull have said, oh, look, that's still on the table. He's done that, thinking, right, okay, do I want that reserve driving job? and then he's thought, no, I don't. But at least if he'd have been a dick like me and James would have done, they'd have pulled that reserve driver slot. They would. So as he'd been the better man, probably.
Yes, 100%. Fucking hell.
But
I think
for
if you
what
asked 100
benefit?
people.
Because he didn't get a point because he was out the top 10, so he didn't get a point in the championship. Yes, he helps his mate Max, but then equally, Norris was his ex-teammate as well. I mean, famously, all right, apparently they didn't get on, but they didn't seem too bad. Why would you want to influence? I mean, Max has still got a massive lead, so maybe it doesn't influence it. But why do you...
Why didn't they give him why wasn't it announced before the race? That's another thing that I really don't understand. Why? What reason?
To me, I'd have given him the season. I'm sorry, but you've got a driver in the car. Just let him. You're not going anywhere. He might come good. But Perez is struggling. So let's fucking kick Perez out. Hamilton's been struggling with quali. All right, bad. Let's kick it. It's just... I get it. It's cutthroat. I get it. But I'm sorry, Perez has got to be next. He's got to be.
Well, before we move on, last thing, Max, this point now means that Max Verstappen can finish second to Lando Norris in all remaining Grand Prix and sprints, regardless of the fastest lap points, and still win the Drivers' Championship. So if that was anybody wondering what we're on about here and why it's so pivotal.
Yeah, even if Norris won every race and every sprint and got the fastest lap in every single race, Verstappen would still win by 1 point.
Yes, that's exactly what I just said. Yeah. If Max wins by a point, then I just guaranteed myself a night. This is taking the piss a bit.
Tony,
there is actually a rule by the FIA, the real FIA. Any infringement of the principles of fairness in competition behaviour is...
Hello?
Hey, you. Yeah, you that's listening right now. Thanks very much for tuning into this episode of Straight to the Apex, the Formula 1 podcast from CookieCast. If you're enjoying this episode, why not like, share and subscribe? Whilst you're there, feel free to check out some of the other podcasts that CookieCast has to offer. If you like football, we've got a football podcast. NFL more your thing? Then the Laces Out podcast is for you. Maybe even a little bit of the wrestling? Just look for the Getting Over podcast on CookieCast. Maybe you want to listen to Andy's Darkest Timeline. It's there too. So, the F1 boys have probably got themselves a drink. It's time to get back to the action.
3, 2. Welcome back. Sorry for that technical glitch. Don't know what happened. China may have caught up to Mark already. The FIA might have infiltrated a message that I was trying to give. What I was trying to do was repeat the rule of Section 12 of the Sporting Code by FIA. Any infringement of the principles of fairness in competition, behaviour in an unsportsmanlike manner, or attempt to influence the result of a competition in a way that is contrary to the sport and ethics. Maybe, potentially. I don't know.
Yeah.
Jury's out. We'll see what happens. Zach Brown might fight this at the very end of the season. I think it might be pivotal. We've already had too many things happen that were pivotal. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens at the end of the season.
We're all back now. We've just apologised, James.
Welcome, James. Welcome.
Before we start back for part 2, it was my birthday yesterday, as you are both aware.
You're joking.
Can I show you a card that my wife bought me?
Go on then. I'll just pop off for it. Go show me. Wow.
I mean, that's grounds for divorce right there, right?
Just 1 second. One second.
I can't remember the last time I saw Katie.
I know. Now you don't want to see her, clearly. Because, I mean, I did laugh, but I was like, really? Really? Wow. Yeah, I don't know what happened then. Tony was literally mid-rant about the FIA. I tried to shout at him because it was... And then it just all went. Literally. All went. And now the host has buggered off. I don't know where he's gone.
I got back on there with Tony. I said I got scared because I didn't know who was still recording. And last time this happened, one of us was recording and the other two wasn't. I got a little bit nervous in case it was me and started dancing.
Nick.
Just kind of like that. I mean, did you think maybe you was the only one on the camera and like took your clothes off and danced naked in front of the camera?
I might have done. Oh! Are you ready, Tone? Are you ready? One.
I've got my hat on as well. We'll all sing it together. Do you want to sing?
I don't.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mark. Happy birthday to you. And clip that.
Wow.
Clip that. Internet, clip that, please. Clip that. Thank you. Well, 4 candles for the decades you've been alive. Anyway, moving on.
Thank you. Thank you very much. There we go. Bit delayed.
Wonderful.
Luckily, my camera stopped recording. I lost all recording of everybody. I was more worried that we didn't get recorded what we'd actually just put down because it just come up with an error. I was like, oh no. Oh no. But we're okay. It's saved. We're done. Why are you eating my birthday cake? Wow. Indian giver. Right there. Anyway, carry on, Tony. Carry on. You was talking about James repeating what you said.
Well, the point of a cake, Mark, is that you share it to everyone.
Right, so where's Man and James's?
I'm going to say, does that mean that we're going to get one from Deliveroo in about 2 minutes?
You'll get it eventually. I'll just eat my part first.
Oh, well, thanks.
Come home from work and there's a quarter of a cake wrapped in cling film on the doorstep. It's like, oh.
And it's soggy because it's been pissing it down all day.
Half stood on by the postman.
Anyhow.
All right, you selfish bastards. Anyway, yeah, that's a lovely cake, by the way.
Oh, God,
anyway,
I really enjoyed it.
News. Any more news? I don't think we can beat Mark's birthday yesterday. Unless you can. Hit me.
I've got quite a lot. I want to save one till last because I feel that's a big talking point. But have you got any, James?
Go on, James.
The only one I've got, Tony's already mentioned as well. I'm not going to steal that from him, so I'm going to let him do it.
Okay. I've got another leaves Red Bull. Will Courtney is joining McLaren as sporting director. Is that it?
Well, prick. Now it's his birthday. Now we've celebrated his birthday. It's fucking big Billy fucking balls.
Do what I want now. He's the third member of the senior management team to leave in recent months after 20 years at Red Bull as head of strategy.
Sinking ship.
Sinking ship. Zach Brown called this, and Christian was like, no. The rookie race has been postponed for the end of the year in Abu Dhabi. The fucked it off, basically. Renault have cancelled their plans to build an Alpine F1 Works engine for 2026. So they're not doing the factory or anything. Merck have got a massive upgrade coming for USA. Don't believe that.
Yay.
Hamilton's admitted to struggles with mental health previously obviously a subject that you guys have spoke a lot about. Caught me a bit off guard, that one. Sorry?
He's got a lot of flack for that.
Yeah, don't get that.
Has he?
Oh, yeah, comments in his post saying, must be really hard wiping your tears away with that multi-million-pound blah, blah. Doesn't matter how much fucking money you've got at the end of it.
No, don't matter if you've got a lot of money, no money.
I hope a fucking house lands on your head.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit. Yeah, fucking hell. Wow.
I've got two more. On Lewis Hamilton, Mohammed Ben Suleiman, the head of the FIA, is in a race route with Lewis Hamilton.
Wow.
Basically, all about the swearing, which will come on to my next point. I think maybe you guys have the same one.
You fucking won't.
Hamilton basically was told only rappers should swear. And Hamilton took that as racist, which I can kind of see why.
Yeah.
So he's not very happy with the FIA. And then that leads me on to, I'm guessing, the big talking point.
Well, I mean, all the news that I had, you've just mentioned.
Have I? Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So.
It was my birthday yesterday. I've just took over.
Yeah. You give an inch and take them out.
I know.
I don't have anything else, really. I don't have anything else.
We must talk about Max Verstappen.
Saying he's going to quit.
In the press conference, I was going to say.
Oh, the behaviour. That's not how a 3-time, 2-time, whatever champion should do. I'm sorry. That is fact, isn't it?
I agree with him. I agree with him. I 100% agree with Max.
Wow.
I think you're wrong. I think it's not a fucking playground, it's real life. Let's be frank. If James took his son to Hull KR, he would hear some choice words.
Very choice.
Probably from James. Probably from James, let's be fair.
Yep.
But if it wasn't from James, if James was being Mr. Sensible Dad, I'm not swearing in front of my young son, let's be honest, the lady or gentleman next to him would be swearing.
I wasn't the sensible dad.
No, let's not be lying.
Emotions came
it's a rugby ground,
right?
Rugby league ground.
This is drivers. If you make up a player, they'll be dropping a C-bomb. You are making up them drivers in a race. You are then talking to them in the heat of the moment. F1 is like no other sport. You talk to people before they get in the car, right after they get in the car, during when they're in the car, the press conferences. In Dutch culture, swearing's not frowned upon like it is in England. In England, it's ooh.
Well, it's not even really frowned upon in England.
It depends what class, doesn't it? It depends what class.
TV, stuff like that, fair dues. But like you've said, like Tony said, you're at a rugby ground. You're watching a sporting event. It's very high adrenaline. Emotions are all over the place. Language is going to be said. And you know what? The Sky, I really liked it because I think it was Ted won it.
Yeah, he got battered as well. In an outtake. Yeah, but it was an outtake that was then put in mistakenly. And then he had to apologise for somebody else's error for him swearing. Yeah,
because there went, apologies that you all heard that. And I was at my mates at the time, and even he turned around and went, no, you guys have done that deliberately as a
Yes,
point.
I think there's a big thing about Ted. I think there's a lot of people that don't like him and are very much...
What? Audience-wise or in the paddock?
Sky.
Sky?
I think there's a lot of... And I can understand that. Ted Kravitz has got his own show. He's a big character. He's hilarious.
No, as in, I think they left that in there to prove a point about the
Yeah.
whole Max
Oh, do
swear.
you think that?
Yeah.
So they've used him as an example.
Just
Do you think
kind
it's
of
his
show off,
enemies,
yeah.
that are people that don't like him?
Yeah,
Or do you
possibly,
think
yeah.
that was... I think that's got more layers to it, that. I really do. Going back to Max, though. Go on, Mark. What was you going to say?
All I was going to say was, so again, the FIA chairman, after his racist comments to Lewis, which, no one's going to fine him, no one's going to make him do community service, said Max needs to do community service. Lewis rightly said in the press conference, "Oh, I hope you don't do it, Max." Norris was like joking a bit, and then he said it's ridiculous. I am, like I say, in certain class of people in the UK, like you said, James, on telly we don't have swearing until after 9 o'clock, and even then, it's on Gogglebox, or you don't see it in Emmerdale or Corrie or whatever. It's still a bit taboo, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
if you was at school and told the teacher to fuck off, you're gonna get in trouble.
Yes, that's about what I was about to say. I'd say, concluding and summarising some of your points, like, it depends the context, and it depends on the situation. I think in a driver's interview, if you're dropping F-bombs, that's wrong. If you're in a car moving at 200 miles an hour and you have a snap, I think it's valid.
No,
I think it shows how out of touch this Ben Sullivan really is with the sport.
Go into what you say about context. Max even said, he even turned around and said, if it was directed at anyone, fair dues, I would agree. He said, but it wasn't. He said, I was referring to the car. They asked me what I thought of the car, and I went, the car's fucked.
Yeah. And that, to him, he probably got brought up in school, in his own home. If his dad said, "Oh, that's shit," everyone didn't go, oh God. That is Dutch culture. Just because the president of the FIA is from one of the Arab states, they don't swear, and that's not wrong either. However,
but
everyone's different.
But it's not Dutch culture. This is worldwide pinnacle of motorsport being shown to millions of people.
Right.
So maybe mind your language.
Well, shall we stop? I'm not saying that we go to millions of people, probably too, but shall we mind our language?
I mean, would you mind your language if this was going to thousands of people?
Honestly, no.
You see, I would. That's strange. I think I would. I would be a little bit more set back. I don't know why.
If I was a kids' TV presenter, yes. I don't swear in front of my nieces. The 13-year-old, I'm taking her to Rovers on Friday because she's been, this is the third time now. And I said to her, if I hear you say dirty black and white bastards, I'm absolutely on board with that. Like,
I'll give you a beer.
And she said it. And she looked at me and I was like, good girl. I've never been prouder of you.
I've always said to John, look, when you're within the ground, the rules are different.
Yeah.
All you need to remember is that once you are off the ground, standard rules reapply. And that's generally it.
Don't go to your teacher the next day and say...
Don't let you work for the FIA.
Don't go to your teacher the next day and say, do you know what? The Rovers were playing with shit. Because you will get in trouble. But in the Holland, that's normal. And I am totally on Max's side. Totally am. And I
also like his behaviour with the community service as well. A lot of the time, just if he did answer, it was one-word answers. And I remember at one point, they went to him, do you really think that's wise, just being the way you are now would be, probably going to result in more community service to you, Max? And I thought he picked up the mic, he went, I am answering your questions, just very short.
Yep. Got a problem with my throat.
But I don't like that. That's not... I agree with this. I agree with his point on what he's saying. I don't agree with his behaviour in the interview.
Okay. So he was giving one-word answers in the interview, right?
Mm.
People like us fans want to see him answer the question. If he was being a knob, he'd have just left it in the press conference. But what did he do? He said, if you guys want to come with me after this press conference, so it's an unofficial FIA press conference, I'll answer all your questions and I will answer them properly.
Yeah.
In the confines of the FIA environment, not doing it. So
That's what I was going to say. If you watched his post-qualifying interview, post-race interview, when they're getting before podiums, whatnot, he was fully conversing, talking, answering all the questions, really detailed, everything else. It was only when he was in these additional interviews that he doesn't have to do, and he's only there because he's been forced to, that he's done it. And let's face it, Kimi Räikkönen was the same.
Yeah, did. He made a career out of it and everyone laughed at Kimi. And
We
Kimi swore,
Kimi through it.
Kimi swore quite a lot when he spoke.
Actually, yeah.
Because, again, his culture. But to be fair to Max, he could have just gone, I'm sorry, guys, you've shit out because you're all written press. I have to do this in here. You're having one-word answers. But he said, do you know what? He's probably got a relationship with all these reporters. Even though he can be a petulant child sometimes, we've all said it. But he said to him, if you want to ask me exactly the same questions outside of here, and he sat down on some stairs somewhere, and there was all scrummed round him, and he answered every single question. Because
I have quite liked him that weekend.
Yeah. His fight isn't with the journalists, it's with the FIA and what they've done. So he's like, do you know what? I'm going to be a dick in here, but out, I'm probably going to be nicer because I want you guys on my side.
It was quite funny in the cool room as well, wasn't he, when Norris came in. I just remembered when Norris came in and Max is sat there and he's got his Red Bull drink container in the straw. And he goes to Norris, he goes, I thought he was going to lap me at one point. It's like, fuck you.
That's the Max I like.
Yeah.
That is the Max I like. The one that then is the other Max, I can't stand him. But this Max, great. Power to him. I fully back him. Why don't you, Tony? Me and James are on the same page. Why don't you?
I just think his behaviour just wasn't right. I know you don't agree. I know you don't agree with it, but you can't. I just don't think you can conduct yourself like that in that way. I think you're only destroying bridges. You're not building them. You're just hammering down the point instead of trying to, make things better. It's only making things worse by doing that. And it's just not a good look. It's just not a good look for F1 at all. And he's a world champion as well. It's like, he might as well have not been there, to be honest. It just, I don't know, it didn't sit right with me. But I do understand where he's coming from completely. But I just think he could have done it a bit better. I don't think, and it marred the weekend a little bit. Don't you think that's, again, what we're sort of, for all of F1 is, and it's about motorsport, and it's a race, it's becoming more of a soap opera, season by season. We're talking more about the actual ins and outs and the drama behind it all than the race.
But who's creating that? The drivers or the FIA being the way they are?
I don't know.
Fuck the FIA. Fuck the FIA.
We don't mean Beth. We don't mean Beth. I don't want any fans.
Maybe it's the way that the world's going with social media and news outlets. Then maybe that's the way it's going. And you know what? F1's happy with it because it just draws more eyes to the sport. So they make more money. So,
Speaking of the FIA, yeah, you two better start, Ian. I've got a message from the FIA.
Oh. Okay.
oh, what's the message?
It's not a official message. It's not letterheaded or anything else like that. However, it is a gentle reminder that the three of us did receive a forfeit.
Wow, I forgot about that.
Recently, and only one of us has actually partook in our forfeit.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, you're right. I'm the only one that did it.
One day.
There appears to be a threat of a forfeit for the forfeit.
Fucking hell! What is that?
I'm just putting it out there, guys.
Forfeit's already bad. What's the fucking next one?
I'll be brutally honest. I totally forgot until you started talking, and I was like, "Oh yeah,
yeah."
Maybe not the next pod, because I don't know what state I'll be in. Because I think I land the day we record, so I don't think. I don't know if I'll have watched the Grand Prix or if I'll be on the pod, but I promise I will do it within 2 pods.
You'll be like absolutely hours behind the race. Like you'll be almost like a fucking full day behind the race.
Well, I don't land till Wednesday, so I'm gonna be. Yeah, I've got. Luckily, I only missed one race in the United States, and which is ironic because usually I go to the United States, and this year, when it's in the United States, I'm going to the other side of the world.
Yeah.
It must be a full 12 hours or something like that. Something crazy.
If I land early enough when we get back from Heathrow, I will try and watch it and be on the pod on the night. But I can't promise.
Don't worry. Don't worry about it.
I'm sure you can record.
Well, anyway, so.
Say that again.
Me and James have got it.
I'm in London that weekend as well for the NRL, so.
NFL? The
You mean the
FNL?
FNL?
Oh, yeah.
FNL.
Yeah.
Have you seen them? Hey, the Miami Dodgers fucking get in there.
How's your team doing, Tony?
Ace, man. Ace. I'm sure we won the last game. Right? Great win.
Hey, you're the fan. You tell us.
Go Dolphins. That's all I can say.
No words. What's the official saying? What did we teach you? What is the official line?
Fins up. Fins up, baby. Fins up. Fins up.
Well done.
Fins up. Well, I think the only thing left to do here is give us the scores on the doors for our predictions, please, James. If you could.
Do we really have?
Go with that. You was borderline doing Bruce Forsyth with what are the scores on the doors, Miss Ford, but I got worried because I'm not a miss, and because we are the way we are, I was worried you were going to call me a whore.
I'd never call you that, James.
What's the scores on the doors, you whore?
George Dawes, you whore. We don't swear on this podcast.
No,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Fucking bullshitting you. The bastards. Didn't use
the scores, please. I feel like I'm now a Eurasian host. The scores, please, James.
Doing community service next week. He's sat next to Max and I'm just like that. Waving at the camera going, look, it's Max Verstappen.
Stop it, because the Chinese might come back and wipe this show off again.
Let's not upset China when Mark's about to go there.
No, please not.
Have a listener in China.
God.
And they're really upset about my comment about eating bats.
Bats? They eat bats? What don't they eat?
Allegedly.
So,
Singapore. Mark, you had 30 points. You went with Leclerc, Piastri, and Max.
Oh.
you've still got 30 points.
Yeah, I have.
Wow. You know that Max Verstappen shout though was good. I like that. It was close.
I just got Max and Piastri mixed up.
Mm.
But here.
In fact, you had 30 points at Azerbaijan.
And 30 points at Stainforth.
Yep, and he was on 30
Took a
points
break.
at Monaco.
Hang
Got a
on.
break.
I had 30 points at Belgium, 30 points at Hungary. My last points were Hungary.
Whoa.
What
Yeah.
the fuck has gone on?
At Hungary, you went from 27 points to 30.
And I haven't had any
then-
points since.
That's a
But
record.
Spa,
How many races is that?
jack shit at Monza, jack shit at Azerbaijan, and jack shit. That's 4 races.
Four
with
races scored 0 points.
No, 5.
5.
I mean that's almost as good as FC.
Almost.
No, that's still better than FC, to be fair. They only got 2 wins.
Mm.
Anyway.
But anyway, so yeah, you're still on 30 points.
Woohoo!
I was on 34 points. I went with Norris, Piastri, Leclerc. I now have 37 points. Tony had 30 points. He went Norris, Russell, Leclerc. He's now got 33.
Yes,
Charlie was on 11 points. She went Norris, Piastri, Leclerc. She's now on 14. And Beth, aka the FIA, was on 26 points. She went Norris, Sainz, Leclerc, and is now on 29 points.
1 point behind me. One
Oh,
point
God.
behind me.
She's never passed anybody, right?
No,
Is that right?
and I was taking the piss out of you when she was close. She's now close to me, and I'm starting to feel this.
The pressure of not scoring points over 5 races, that must be absolutely
Don't
bigger
worry.
than Ocean One. Bigger than Ocean One right now, surely.
It shows in my next set of predictions.
Wow.
So you've gone Norris for the win, yeah?
Well, host goes first. I don't want to spoil it. Host goes first.
Yeah, the host does go first. And I'll be honest, guys, I have done absolutely jack shit research on this. In fact, the research is happening right now inside my brain.
You do research.
So, I do research. I think it was a couple of races ago, I had 4 picks. And it took me about half an hour to get there. So
you've done no research, and you've picked Grosjean. You've picked Tyreek.
Grosjean?
And you've
I'm going to pick Grosjean.
And you've picked
Why would I pick-
Tua, Tungaloa, Vialoa, Binkaloa, Tua. Him.
Hey, Macarena.
Alright.
Wait there. Who will win the... What race are we on?
Yeah.
Austin.
I'm sorry. Is this your reason? You
You
asked Google.
won 2024.
Oh, fuck.
Who will win the Austin USA Formula One race?
I really hope the AI thinks there's signs for the bands.
Searching.
Great research here. I mean, I research every week for my pick.
Oh.
/ type it into Google.
I
Wait
get
there.
to before we press record, like, oh shit, yeah, well, yeah, that'll do.
Yeah, I've just wrote them down now, literally.
Oh, you're a cunt. ChatGTP is a cunt here. Sorry.
You can't drop that. See
Sorry.
what's down. Andy.
Please mute. Andy, mute that. Andy, mute that.
19 episodes.
Sorry.
You're community
That
service.
will have to be muted. You'll have to find
Andy, 35 minutes, 10 seconds into the second half. Just press the beep button, please.
Right.
Yeah, because we want it on there so that the FIA can give him a second forfeit.
Yeah.
My picks, courtesy of ChatGPT,
Well, can you hurry up, please? Because we've all got to do our picks.
is Max Verstappen to win,
Fucking hell.
Wow.
Lewis Hamilton second, and Lando Norris third.
So there you go. Anyone
GP, and I'll show you all the guys right now. This is what they said. It's there.
Okay. I'm slightly annoyed by them picks, but okay.
I mean, anyone who's thinking that AI is going to, Terminator is going to become true and all that that ain't happening with those picks. Unless the T1000 was actually Pee Wee Herman.
Who do you want to go next?
Hey, I want your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
James, you can go first if you like. I want to finish with Mark just to see how I've pissed him off. How GP off, whatever the fuck. Just give us your picks.
I went Norris for the win. Piastri second. And Leclerc third. I did have Max, and then I crossed him out. So there you go.
Did you have Max third?
I had Max third, and then crossed him out and replaced him with Leclerc.
Okay. Scarily, Tony, I have the same drivers as you.
No.
I have the 3 same drivers as you, exactly, just in a very different order. And in fact, the reverse order. So I got Norris to win, Hamilton second, Max third. Have we got Charlie's? Beth just messaged and said she's holding her picks because he's a cheating. See you next Tuesday.
Yeah, I got Charlie's picks.
Okay.
So Charlie has gone Norris for the win, Leclerc second, Piastri third.
Norris, Leclerc, Piastri. I now have Beth's. Has anyone else got them?
No, I've just asked ChatGPT to. Is that definitely what it's saying? And it's basically just said yes. So it's pretty, yeah.
So
Go on.
Beth's are Norris to win, Max second.
Oh no!
And Lewis Hamilton third.
Oh no! Oh no!
So either you fake Googled ChatGPT and Beth told you a false order that she's put hers in, because again, hers are exactly the same 3 drivers as you, Tony, and me, but in a different order.
You saw me. You physically saw me, and I did it in front of you. So
could have been fake. All I'm saying is, are you accusing the FIA of getting them from ChatGPT?
You don't want a third forfeit.
No.
I would never accuse the FIA of anything, Mark. You know that.
That's true. That's true.
You're in trouble.
Yeah, I was going to say she must be just out of shot there because you're looking very worried to the left-hand side.
Keep hearing like this sudden thud of a moon boot.
There's a snake in my boot.
That's not funny.
Like you hear one gentle foot and then it's boom, boom.
Like Terminator. Anyway, I mean, it's only been another action-packed podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, and share. It's always a laugh with these two. Hopefully, we'll catch up soon in person before Mark leaves for Asia. It could be Friday because I'm going to be there as well for the semi-final. So might see you, might not.
I'm there.
It's going to be a busy one, I think. It's going to be a very busy one. Up the Reds.
Come on, Rovers.
I will.
You won't be going to the grand final. You won't be going to the grand final.
I fly that day.
God damn it. Anyway, thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Andy. We will see you on the next one. Might be 2 of us, though. Hopefully Mark will enjoy his holiday and he won't get kidnapped. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
See you later.
So there we go. What do you think of that? Another one done, another one gone. Big thank you to the guys for doing the podcast. As always, it's a fantastic podcast. I thoroughly enjoy listening to it each week, and hopefully you do too. And if you do, please consider like, share, subscribe, and comment. Leave a review where you can leave a review, and check out the website, thecookiecast.com. There we've got social media links and an email button, and that way you can get in touch with us. That is it for this one. Until next time, I'm going to say bye, and I'll see you then.
You've just listened to another episode of Cookie Cast. Thanks for listening.